So, Prof, let me ask you this. In tying into the personal responsibility, both on the individual level and the organizational level, should perhaps schools test the students before they start classes? Should the same be applied to churches and mosques to ensure at least anyone participating in any of these activities is aware of his or her status, and then figure out how to manage it? And on a personal level as well, what kind of financial burden will this place on parents if you now have to worry about providing face masks every single day for your ward, as well as, sanitizers and the likes, things you probably didn't budget for in the beginning of the year? And we also know the economic effects that COVID has brought to a lot of families.
Yes, thank you very much. Let me start with the last one. I am a health economist, and I believe that the actual economic burden of COVID to households and families hasn't been, fully estimated. So it goes beyond what we actually know, and I think that it is a responsibility for families, but also the responsibility for other organizations to support these. But as a father, I will make sure that my child has enough and not to depend on the school. And I think that brings additional financial pressure on families. So that is clear. And how do we deal with that? It's a whole social issue. We need to see how to get people a bit more compensated to be able to do this. Well, let me say that it's not the responsibility of churches and mosques and these organizations to test people. It is government's responsibility through the structures. And I think it would not be a bad idea as a way of moving testing into communities to provide some infrastructure where people can be tested, or at least randomly, if not everyone. But I do also understand that that brings, financial pressure on government itself and the response. So it is a good call to test people before they go on. Like we know, airlines like Emirates have begun testing people before they board flights. But in this country where we do not yet have rapid diagnostic tests like malaria test kits where you can test and know there, you need to take sample. The sample has to be taken by a trained health worker, and then it has to be carried in a certain way to the testing centers. I think there are some practical challenges there to testing everybody before they go to school and before they go to church. However, I do believe that we can carry out some random tests of places, to give us an indication of what really is going to happen, particularly places where we have vulnerable people